OMG, it's happening. The beta is happening. And it's dropping sooner than anyone expected. We thought the devs would slowly keep us in the loop through their newly launched Dev Talk videos, which just started appearing a few days ago. So naturally, we assumed we had time. But nope, they've skipped the build-up and gone straight for the kill. The beta is going live. Pre-registration is officially open, and get this, over 1.5 million players have already signed up for the beta, which is scheduled to launch on April 24th. Yes, you heard that right. The beta is happening this month. While the beta is just around the corner, let's take a moment to recap what we can expect in the upcoming beta. The devs have been busy behind the scenes, and thanks to the recent dev talks, we've got a sneak peek at the improvements they've been working on over the past few months. So before we get swept away in all the beta madness, here's a quick roundup of everything they've fine-tuned and what you should absolutely keep an eye on. Let's start with the UI overhaul, especially tailored for the PC version. From the screens to the menus, everything's been touched up. We've got a brand new armor menu, a completely redesigned inventory, and notable UI changes to the map screen. And yes, it finally looks like something meant for a PC, not a clunky mobile port. The chat window has also received some love, now packed with emojis and emotes to help you express your full range of battlefield emotions. Is it perfect? Nah, but let's be real. Compared to the previous UI abomination, this is a massive step in the right direction. They've also cleaned up the in-game UI by moving a few icons under the escape menu, which immediately makes everything feel less cluttered and way more streamlined. And the spell icons have been updated to match the original Blue Protocol designs. It's a subtle change, but honestly, it looks so much better. Now let's talk visual upgrades because, yes, they've put in real work here. From the textures to the lighting and shadows, the improvements are clear as day, especially when you look at the before and after comparisons. It genuinely looks so much better than it did just a few months ago. Floor textures in particular, crisp, detailed, and honestly, kind of gorgeous. I actually stopped and stared at the ground for a second, no shame. The devs also mentioned that they've reworked tree textures, since the older ones looked kind of flat. And while, sure, they say it's improved, let's be real, it doesn't look drastically different. But hey, progress is progress. Movement animations have also seen some love. The devs tweaked both running and swimming animations, and while the changes are subtle, they do feel smoother and more polished than before. It's the kind of thing you might not notice at first, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. And despite all these graphical upgrades, the devs made it clear they didn't just focus on looks. They've rolled out multiple optimizations to ensure performance doesn't take a hit. In fact, they're claiming that zones now load faster than ever. And for the first time, they've added a loading percentage indicator. On top of that, they've also optimized the game for a better multiplayer experience, which is a big deal considering how chaotic things got last time. Now on to combat updates, and there's quite a bit to unpack here. First off, they've made adjustments to skill durations, likely to improve flow and pacing during fights. And here's a fun rebrand. They're now calling Resonance Power as Combat Fantasy. They've also tweaked it to be cast instantly, without delay, making it feel far more responsive in action. They've also seriously stepped up the enemy hit feedback. Depending on the enemy's state, attacks will now trigger different visual and physical reactions, and honestly, it looks so much better now. Hits feel like they are actually landing. And the cherry on top? They're working on making strikes feel more tactile, by refining both the sound and visual feedback depending on what weapon you're using and what you're hitting. It all sounds incredibly promising, like they're really trying to make every hit feel impactful. Next, let's talk about the skill tree, which is a very interesting update. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers for the little joy you bring to me. As a token of gratitude, I make sure to reply to all your comments. If you're new here, hi, I'm Bit, and this is EveryBit-Game. Previously, the talent tree was divided into 3 stages, with the third stage unlocking the class specialization, which made the early gameplay feel a bit restricted and limiting. But now, that's all changed. Class specializations will unlock at the second stage, giving players the chance to unlock their class's full potential earlier. This is a massive change. It makes early gameplay feel more dynamic and rewarding, allowing you to unlock the real power of your character much sooner than before. In the last build, players reported that in dungeons, simply having an attack team was enough, making tanks feel somewhat unnecessary, which is definitely not very MMO-like. The devs took this feedback to heart. This time, they've reassessed class roles and core abilities, significantly boosting tank survivability in dungeons and improving their damage mitigation. But that's not all. The boss attack mechanics have also been optimized, making it even more crucial to counter these attacks effectively. With these adjustments, class roles in dungeons should now be much more clearly defined, and the importance of team composition will become even more critical. And in the latest development version, dungeon teams can now consist of 5 members, which will open up a ton of possibilities for more diverse class combinations and strategies. When it comes to gear upgrading, things are looking way better now. Before reaching the perfection level of 100, each reforge will now improve the gear's perfection level, making the grind feel a lot more rewarding. On top of that, they've increased the overall success rate for equipment refinement, meaning you've got a better chance of succeeding. Even more exciting? You can now use items produced by life skills to further boost the success rate of refinement, giving you even more ways to improve your gear. Speaking of which, since outdoor monster kills don't grant experience, doesn't that make the Pioneer Bureau's commission feel mandatory? Well, here's the good news. The devs have answered that concern. They've confirmed that, in the future, experience acquisition will be uncoupled from the Bureau's commissions. Adventurers will be able to gain experience through a variety of sources, like seasonal activity centers, daily active targets, outdoor combat, and various quests. The daily activity targets will give players multiple ways to earn experience through different activities, allowing for more flexibility in how you level up. Plus, they're introducing an experience compensation system. So if you happen to miss a day of daily active targets, the experience you missed will be recorded in a compensation pool and later distributed in double amounts to make up for it. In the last build, the number of dungeon challenges were limited, and there were restrictions on per-head rewards. But here's the exciting part. In the future, there will be no limit on the number of challenges in extreme challenges. Defeating bosses in extreme challenges or leader challenges will now give you a chance to acquire equipment and cosmetics, meaning more varied ways to acquire gear. This opens up a lot of possibilities for players to get their hands on the best loot. Additionally, since they've reduced the randomness in equipment development, the effects of gear upgrades will be more stable in the later stages. This change will also significantly reduce the trading value of equipment, which means the trading center will be closing its equipment listing channel. Let's talk about gacha, shall we? The devs mentioned that in the last test, the gacha system was pretty basic, with only temporary mechanics and a safety net in place. These were just the early stages, and they're still being adjusted and refined. But here's the good news. They've promised that we can expect significant improvements in the upcoming test. So hopefully, it'll provide a much better experience this time around. Lastly, the devs mentioned that the tone and style of the story will be adjusted to make it feel more relaxed and casual. The goal is to reduce the forced narrative elements, and instead, allow the story to unfold naturally through the adventurer's actions. And honestly, I know so many players will appreciate this change. It's a move towards a more immersive and gameplay-focused experience. Well, based on the developers' responses, things are looking promising. I'm really hoping that Star Resonance continues to improve with each update, and I'm super excited for the upcoming beta test. But enough about me. What do you think about the game? Are you also looking forward to playing it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and join the gang. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you stay updated on all the latest and greatest about the games we love. Let's enjoy them together and every bit of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.